guys, it's Amy at Lesimpleholic. I wanted to start off today's video a little differently and explain how I got my screen name. My husband and I, when we first got married, our marriage was mostly long distance. He was working overseas in France and the Middle East while I was in Houston, Texas. And during that time, I thought I would create a Instagram account where I would document my love for discovering new places, fashion, as well as restaurants, local restaurants that I would love, since I'm a foodie at heart and I love to eat. So that's how it started, and then eventually the channel evolved into sharing anything that would make motherhood more simple and easy, as well as sharing my interest in lifestyle and home interior. So from there, I coined the word simple and holic together. Wanted to feel a little fancy and Parisian, so I put "le" in front, and that's how Lesimpleholic was formed. On to more cancerous news. I wanted to give a little more feedback about the side effects after AC because it was still in my body, as well as talk about my infusion that had Taxol, Carbo, and Keytruda, and what I did to prepare for that. So first things first, my teeth felt very weak after the 4th round of AC. After my last video, I can't chew meat very well, so that's one side effect. I don't know if that's normal, but for me, my teeth are feeling definitely weaker and meat is really hard to chew on. The black nails that I had on my fingernails, I actually have them on my toenails as well. I just didn't know because they were covered underneath the nail polish. I've decided to go all clear now. I put tea tree oil on them twice a day, morning and night. So it's good to see them and still protect them with the clear nail polish. So that's something I'm going to keep doing through my 12 more Taxol treatments. Another side effect is that my eyes have been very dry. So much that my monthly contacts do not work. They get so dry that I can't rewear them the next day. So I have decided that in my next eye appointment, I will be only getting daily contacts. I think it's a side effect, and I could do drops as well, eye drops. However, I think just because of all the toxins in my body, it's probably best that I do dailies. So that's what I'm going to do in the future. My tips on how to prepare for Taxol, Carbo, and Keytruda. For Taxol, there is a side effect that's known to cause neuropathy, which means your touch in your fingers and your toes might go away. Therefore, it's best that you ice your hands and feet. So the night before, I iced my ice packs for these mittens as well as these slippers, and packed them in a cooler bag that I actually used to use to pack my pumped milk home. It's very funny that I'm reusing this. And basically you wear them during the whole infusion of Taxol. My Taxol takes about an hour, so I actually bought some extra ice packs so that way I could kind of exchange them in the middle because they don't last the whole hour. I also took a frozen water bottle, and that really helped me on the times that I wanted to be on my phone. I could hold the water bottle and kind of maneuver my phone with that. So it's really hard to do with the mittens, but it's very easy with the water bottle. It actually stayed colder than my mittens, so go figure. I also took a large insulated water bottle with lots of ice, and that really helped. I chewed on the ice while I was getting the Taxol infusion, so that way it would prevent any mouth sores. And I actually wore a long sleeve shirt and pants because I knew I'd be very cold. I took a sweater as well. So that's another tip for you guys. And lastly, I haven't completed this yet, but I am going to go see a acupuncturist so that I can get acupuncture for the neuropathy that may or may not occur. Just to be on top of it, I thought I would go ahead and do that. I'm getting a referral from my doctor first so that I can request that through insurance. That's another tip for you guys if you are wanting to stay on top of the neuropathy side effects you might receive. Those are all my tips. I actually have one last tidbit to share, which can be kind of long. It's all the things I wish I had done before I started chemotherapy, and I didn't due to the time constraint or the overwhelming feeling that I had, and I didn't want to overwhelm myself even more. But I wanted to share these tidbits so that it could help you or someone else who might be wondering, what else can I do before I start chemotherapy? First tip is, if you have decided that you want more children, make sure you ask your doctor about fertility treatments and how you can retrieve your eggs before you start chemotherapy, because once you start that, it would be a lot harder for you to get pregnant. Second tip is, if you are working or in a setting where you want to obtain as much hair as possible, ask about cold capping. I did not do that because of the cost constraint, as well as I always had it in my bucket list to at least shave my hair once in my lifetime. So not sure why, but I did it, so there we go. But that's something that you can look into. I believe there are organizations that can help also fundraise or help with the cost, or at least pitch in. For me, I just was overwhelmed, so I didn't, but that is an option. Third tip is, if you are someone who is into your eyebrows, and if you have someone that you have been wanting to go to, an artist for a long time, make sure you get your eyebrows microbladed so that when you're going through your chemo treatment, that you will at least have good eyebrows and not have to worry about them, because they will eventually fall out, and I know mine are getting pretty close. They're thinning as I talk, so that's something you can look into. Fourth tip is, get a dental cleaning done. I did mine because it just so happened that I did it 2 months before I started chemo. Someone else, another pink sister of mine, told me that's what her oncologist told her to do, and so looking back, I think that was a smart choice, because now that I am going through chemo, my teeth are a lot weaker. I'm glad I got that cleaning before. If I get that now, I'm sure I will be definitely more sensitive to everything. So make sure you get your teeth cleaned. Also, an eye exam, because like I said earlier, my eyes are really dry. If you have impaired vision, make sure you get daily contacts, because during chemo, your eyes are probably going to be dry like mine. Sixth tip is, if you have a friend who is going through chemo and you want to get them a gift that's different from the typical blanket or a book, I recommend a back scratcher. Only because my port has been inserted on my right side, and there are times where I want to scratch the side of my back and I can't, or I could, but the port pushes up and it feels weird. So yeah, these are first world problems, I know, but if you want to be funny and helpful, a back scratcher would be a great gift. Another tip is to make sure you stock up on Claritin. When you're on the Red Devil or Adriamycin and Cytoxin, your doctor might suggest that you take allergy medication to help with the bone pain. I just think it's hilarious how there's millions and millions going into cancer research, and I am taking the same medication as a friend of mine who has allergies. So there's that. Another tip is, I actually mentioned this tip in my last video, to exfoliate your scalp. Yes, you need to exfoliate it because you don't want any bumps. In the video I said to prevent ingrown hair, which is not true because your hair is not growing. That was a mistake. I meant to say to prevent the bumps and maybe even acne on your scalp. It's pretty painful. And my last tip is buy some nail polish, clear nail polish, because you're gonna wanna paint them the day before your chemo infusion so that you can keep them intact, your nails, and keep them from curling upward. So that's another tip. Those are all my tips for today. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I'm so thankful that people are watching and subscribing. It means the world to me. Until next time, you guys. Thanks.